it's your favorite FGC VTuber, and as you guys can see by the title today, we will be discussing, well, maybe I don't know what the title's going to be exactly, but regardless, the subject is going to be about the stagnation of graphics, and specifically what I'm referring more to is not even just the fact that we're barely progressing, let's ignore the fact that they focus more on AI, upscaling, and all this other bullshit. The fact that Nvidia announced that probably after the 60 series, if I'm not mistaken, that they're gonna stop working on GPUs, and from codes, he might add more to it when he gets the chance. He's over there doing his stupid CRT shit. Are gonna be working on CPUs? It's such a weird thing. Intel working on GPUs and AMD or Nvidia wanting to go to CPUs. Whatever, by the way. But yeah, and it actually got me thinking. If that's the case, my immediate thought was there's so little to gain that. And as far as like graphical performance, like I'm calling it 50 series, by the way, is already a terrible launch, right? And going to the 60, like let's say at best some magical bullshit, it'll be twice, right? Like, oh my god, we can actually. But at that point, we could finally run games like Monster Hunter Wilds at what they're supposed to, 4K 120, and it's like, oh wow, and then that's it, we're done. We won't be able to push graphics any further because there won't be any new, because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, Nvidia is top of the line in the sense. So we're gonna be stuck to Monster Hunter Wilds unoptimized bullshit graphics looking. And then I guess at the end of the day, it'll be a kind of nice thing. People get used to it. But the main thing is that, with that being said, this is gonna really exacerbate the issue we already have in a sense. I mean, and mind you, I've mentioned before too that we're in a gaming crash in a sense, and people are finally catching on. Good for you guys. I called this shit like 2 fucking years ago. It started basically all last year, and it further progresses. I think that within the next 5 years, we're not really gonna see shit as far as AAA gaming. It's all shit. I mean, Wild selling well, but how many people you think are returning it? And even then, like, I don't give a shit. Game looks and runs like ass. Looks and runs like ass, bro. I'd actually rather play the Switch version. But with that being noted, is that this is kind of gonna loop in like, because the 50s is not even that much. Like, what? Okay, wow, you could play Wild at like 1440p 60. Ooh, so special. And to me, I kind of see this as a good thing because, like I said, the progression's so slow. I think the fact if we force developers to actually stick to the hardware we got and optimize to it, we will actually get better products. Like, we will get something that looks better than Wilds and runs much better than Wilds as well. I think, if anything, who knows, maybe Nvidia could be doing this for a good reason. Like, hey, let's wait for things to go on. But, I mean, I don't know. The announcement almost seems like they're like, nah, we're just kind of getting out. Maybe they're... Because I think they're just getting too greedy, and they want to try to push their... if anything, like I said, they're trying to see that, oh, wait, Intel's basically having shitty CPUs. They're coming into our market. Fuck it, we're gonna hustle their shit. And to be honest, they could. Though I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that. Or who knows, maybe because they've been so good with their AI shit. Granted, I mean, say what we will, FSR and all this AI upscaling, it's kind of fucking trash. Let's be real. I mean, to me, it's okay. It's actually really fucking good when it can be, but it's when you have an over-reliance on it when it's bad. Like, I'll even say this much. FSR 4 is actually pretty fucking good. The thing about these technologies is they should be used to help get as equal clarity for much less. Like, to me, it makes more sense if you're like upscaling 1440p to like 4K, because at that point you don't really notice, or it doesn't matter, and you don't have to sacrifice FPS. And it's funny because this technology, when we first seen it, and Digital Foundry discussed as well, you think it would be for budget GPUs to help kind of match up, and no, it hasn't. What it's done is made mid to last gen high-end GPUs catch up with modern stuff in a sense, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, that's what, to me, it's nice. Like, okay, I use my 1070, and the fact I can, and my Titan X, and the fact I can actually play Black Ops 6 at a decent frame rate is actually like, yeah, but like, I mean, now, so like I said, it's nice. I think it's a nice thing people going into the generation if they're a bit behind it, but the fact that you genuinely need it just to catch up, I mean, I don't know. Regardless, my point being, it should be something to help enhance the experience, not be like, oh my god, I'm barely there. And in the ones that it should be is for something super lower end, right? I mean, I would say the best case is the B570 and B580 series, because those cards are considered low end. I say that in quotation marks. And yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense there. But the funny thing is, with how much VRAM they have, and depending on the game's setting, you don't even really need it. It's more so like again, if you just want to use a 4K monitor, like I think the B5 series is the perfect example of how the FSR stuff went. Granted, they have their own, which is the Intel X ESS, which is really fucking good. But yeah, weird thing how they're kind of switching places. I mean, and granted, we won't see this until probably the end of these 5 years, right? So once the gaming crash starts to recuperate, then we'll see, okay, last card, and then boop, that's it. And then at that point, let's see how many stupid developers still catch on the street. I mean, who knows, man? These people are really stubborn. We've been on this stupid train since, what, 10 years with the whole DEI shit, in a sense? is it'll be 5 years till we start to see truly full AAA indie titles. Like they're in the works now, but I would say once the 5 years come and the last one, and then from there, you know, it makes it so that even if like by that point people could probably get their hands on 40 and maybe some 50 series because they want to get to the 60, and there won't be that big of a difference. So hopefully it's at least twice. I'm saying that there's at least twice. And if anything, it will have dumb developers. Oh, everyone's gonna have a signal. No, they're not. Because what I don't understand is how the hell you guys got Wilds to run, like at all. Like it's really weird, bro. Like to me, these people must be having this shit at like fucking 30 FPS. I'm like, oh, this is okay. It's like that's nasty, bro. How you diving at 30 FPS, bro? That's nasty. But yeah, something further I want to add to, because this is kind of a long-winded conversation, right? But the whole thing is like, how will the future of gaming be? And I want to go back to the main point I'm trying to make, because I'm kind of all over the place in a sense, but it's the fact that with the stagnation of graphics, I think what we'll have is obviously more optimization on the end of things. Especially, like I said, the Intel might be the new pusher next to AMD to a degree, but it'll be mostly playing catch up. But what I think will be nice is that we'll have really well optimized versions of what they're catching up to, which to me I think is a much better focus. Like again, power consumption, even though it's already a decent point, but Intel needs to improve its power efficiency in a sense for sure. But more than anything, we could even have maybe graphics power and quality wattage might not be that much, but if we can get what we have now for much less power, that's gonna be a bonus. And on top of that, with more VRAM, and on top, and again, if we can even have more efficient, so there are improvements. Like there'll be like maybe like FPS differences, but add it all up, by the time we get the 60 series equivalent on Intel, it'll be a fucking beast. And even then, who knows if we'll see any CPU enhancements. And the thing is, we're at huge stagnation too. For the CPU market, it's already been known, right? Where we're really reaching stagnation. So now it's all about optimization, which is honestly the thing we need the most right now. We already see it with gaming. So to me, I see it after these 5 years in gaming, whatever, and indie devs like us can get our hands on this stuff. I mean, heck, I'm trying to get a by 570 sometime this month, right? But that's not considered high end. And luckily, the other thing is too, I'm not that worried, is that, I mean, it's a lot of indie devs are working on like lower graphic games. Like I said, mine is a PS1 style, maybe a couple PS2 styles. PS3 will come eventually, but I think by the time, like I said, it'll make it so that, say, like we have the RX 580, but that's not supported. That we can have a card, again, Intel setting the standard of 12 gigabyte cards becoming like $200, you know, or less. And again, that's what I really look forward to, is that we're going to see a lot more efficiency on what would be, quote, lower end cards. And I think the gap between like a low end, mid end, and high end will purely be VRAM and a couple watts and power here and there. As far as consoles go, doesn't affect it that much because consoles tend to be behind anyways, you know. And like I said, right now it's gonna be more optimization, but we already, for them it's gonna be funny because it definitely confirms that going from PS5 to 6 is gonna be as marginal as we thought. I mean, the PS5 to the PS5 Pro is already, oh, whatever. I think it's even more marginal than the PS4 Pro. I mean, I would say as far as upscaling and AI, it's really good. Like I would say it's actually an improvement over playing 1080p content over the Pro or PS5. But, you know, who the hell's buying a PS5 to play PS4 games? I mean, I am, actually. But the average person, not so much. And, I mean, and the thing is, this stuff's too expensive. So what I'm saying, calling is the PS6 is going to be really expensive. And it, again, March will be probably equivalent, obviously, like last, it's not going to be nowhere near a 40 series, right? But within the next 5 years after the PS6, I say PS7, or even the PS6, not the PS6 Pro. But by the time PS7 rolls out, I think we'll actually probably have consoles and PC be on par. That's what I'm personally calling it. Because again, like I said, the 60 series will be out for a minute, and then from there they'll do like the mobile chipset version, or hopefully 50 series, but it'll be full. So it won't be quite PC standard, but it'll be very close. I mean, minus optimization, because at the end of the day, look, Monster Hunter Wilds runs better than anything I have currently, and my PCs are stronger. But it's just more optimized for console, right? And again, with the fact that we have stagnating tech is going to be really nice, because then people will become familiar with this stuff and it'll just get better. Like, we'll be working with the same stuff, same VRAM and everything, but then the new stuff we get is just going to do what we already did, but better. And I'm calling it with the PS6. It's like, yeah, it's whatever. You know, it'll be nice and everything. But the fact that we have such a hard stagnation, it's going to, I mean, I'm calling it PS6 is going to have the same problems with PS5. It'll play all the PS5 games fine, but PS6 is going to struggle. You know, because of the fact it's going to probably come out within the next 5 years, and these people are going to be using the new 50 series cards, you know, and of course, oh, the 60 series are dropped, but again, that's going to be a ways off. And I mean, I don't know. At this point, I only see high-end and developers getting. Like I said, at that point, it's all for the developers to learn the lesson about stop using graphics and no one cares. And again, hopefully they will learn. Or, you know, Capcom fails enough that I buy them out. But yeah, to me, I actually see it as a good thing that we see an actual stagnation in graphics. Because the problem is technology advances faster than what people actually do. Just look at how many old people can't use new tech, you know, and shit like that. But yeah, no, that's just something I really wanted to talk about. You know, what are your thoughts? Granted, not so many people are that well into the tech end of stuff. But me, I see it as a good thing. But like I said, this is long down the line. Like I said, like a 50 series basically barely came out. They're going to optimize it, do drivers. From what I heard, they're definitely dropping already to a degree. They're slowing down, but they're definitely going to drop some support for some of the early RTX series after, I think, midway through 50. Then I know when they're going to start launching 60, they're dropping all support for anything before the 480 or 490. Like, they're dropping faster for the GTX. I mean, GTX support, I believe, basically just ended, which is crazy. I mean, there's drivers here and there, but at the end of the day, you know, the support isn't as much. Because they don't make money off of those cars. Like, RTX cars, they still do make money. Who knows? And mind you, that's a rumor. I think they'll still support. I mean, but one thing's for sure, who knows? Once they switch over to the 60 series, they'll probably still support it. Everything else, they'll be like, fuck it. You know, I really don't see them supporting anything else again, especially if they don't make money. I mean, they'll probably still sell RTX cards because people are barely going to get their hands on it. It might be really popular. Who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe that's the plan too. They'll just, we'll just keep selling the stuff we already use and support it while we move over to other things in the end. But on the bright side, it lets other competitors like AMD and Intel catch up. Plus, more importantly, as far as the CPU market, AMD's just been cooking. We need someone else. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just petty at AMD. They don't even care about Intel. They're like, no. Hey, we're cooking them in GPUs and they're catching up. No, we gotta cook them in their own fucking game. You know? But hey, we'll see how things go. Those are all my thoughts. Feel free to put what you think down in the comments below. But, I mean, this is years down the line, so this is kind of early to say. But the fact that I seen that announcement and I even thought, like, dude, you know what? We need that in gaming. We need things to stagnate and people to actually be more efficient and optimize. And even then, if you can't still optimize in a 60 series and it's been 5 years out, you just suck as a developer. You know, now we're really exposing them. And then we have developers with B580s making better games than y'all. Crazy. Yep. Catch y'all on the next one. Remember, every day is great when you should be.